Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. You're having a great Friday and looking forward to a fantastic break from the humdrum work week. I am, as is tradition, enjoying some haunted bookshop here in the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli. It's a cool October day here in southeastern Pennsylvania, and been looking forward to seeing y'all. So, my apologies for last week. You guys all know what happened by now, and Dad is doing much, much better. I'll give you some updates on that. Yeah, a lot better, miraculously so. So all those prayers are really working out, and I'll tell you the story later on after we get through the hellos. But yeah, thank you for your patience last week, and I will not be doing a show next week because I'm going to be going up to Vermont, actually leaving on Tuesday to go spend some time with him and visit the rest of the family. So let's see. First off, Couch, a big thank you, my friend. I couldn't interact when your tip came up, but that was very kind and generous of you, sir, and I greatly appreciate it. Who else do we got? WKR Piper, how you doing there, Odie? Good to see you. ENAS Dad, good to see you. Stratman, Big Dave, Jeffrey Feinberg. All is well, Jeffrey. It's still a little touch and go, but we'll talk more about that. MTMTB, St. David's Pipes. Hello, David. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes, and Puny Pipe Man. Good to see y'all. Nice turnout. So glad to see that. So yeah, it's been quite a week. Quite a week indeed. And there's Bona Piper. Hello, Christian. Bona Piper's got some McBaron Danish mixture from 2015 with a glass of Bailey's. Can't beat that, Christian. Hope you enjoy. I have, and I was too lazy to get a glass tonight, so I'm drinking right out of the bottle some Yingling Oktoberfest. There's Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Good to see you, Tony. And Gary Edminster. Pensive Piper, happy Friday to you, sir. Michael Case, how you doing, Michael? Nightcap match in a custom-built Rhodesian. The rain has arrived in Western Oregon. Yeah. No worries, Gary. If you're a little late, you're very slightly late. We're only in 2 minutes here. Yeah, boy, we've gotten really cold. Speaking of weather, it's we didn't have many of those sort of crisp fall days. We've just gone into cold. Thank you, Cogs and Sprockets, much appreciated. So I'll tell you all what happened, and this is it's an odd story. I mean, it's really kind of bizarre. So I don't remember how much of this I talked about. I don't think I knew much about this the last time we met, so probably not much of it. There's Burley Nut Bob. Hello, Bob. Good to see you. I do not have the Phillies game on in the background, MTMTB, but I wish I did. And feel free to update me as the game goes on. I know Schwarber hit a leadoff home run, so that was good to hear. Beowulf and Miss Kathy, hello there. So, yeah, my dad, the whole family got sick. So my dad lives up there with my brother and sister and my sister's 2 kids, which aren't kids anymore. I keep calling them kids, but they're, I think, 20, 21. And they all got sick. They all had similar symptoms, GI type bug. But my dad couldn't recover. He kept vomiting, and it got to the point where he was really sick, and so my sister was going to take him to the hospital, but she couldn't even get him to the car. They had to call the ambulance. The ambulance took him. And it just became this sort of roller coaster ride where, first off, they gave him a COVID test and said he had, oh, I shouldn't have said the word. Anyway, they said he had that thing, and everybody else in the family was sick with the same symptoms, and they didn't have it, and they wouldn't retest him. So he's got that stamped on him, you know. And then they informed her that he has kidney failure and that this is something he was diagnosed with back in 2019. And he apparently didn't bother to tell anyone. He claims he doesn't remember that, and that's a possibility because at the time, he's diabetic and he actually had a hyperglycemic seizure, which is when they discovered the kidney failure. And he may just not remember it because seizures can do that. So anyway, he's sick for a while, and then he starts bringing up blood. He's vomiting blood. And so this isn't good, and they decide that he's not making enough urine, so they're going to do a dialysis. But every time they put him on dialysis, his blood pressure would drop precipitously. And they couldn't do dialysis. He couldn't tolerate it. And there's this bleeding problem, so they decide to scope him and see what's going on there. They find out he's got a huge ulcer, so they got to wait for that to heal, which happened really fast. His blood pressure is low the whole time, and then that heals, and all of a sudden his blood pressure is back to normal. He's not on any medication for that, but he still can't tolerate the dialysis, and they decide he's allergic to dialysis, which I didn't even know you could be. Anyway, this goes on and on and on, and one day they're telling us everything's great, and the next day they're telling us, you might want to think about a hospice situation, and it's just this roller coaster up and down. So much so that I didn't even know if I should be going up there or if I should wait it out or what. And now today they found this different machine, and this is really a long story because actually my sister found this different machine and informed them about it, that they brought in that somehow deals with people that are allergic to dialysis. And he tolerated that fine. He was on it for 90 minutes today. His kidney function is coming back. He's seems to be fully recovering at this point. Now, this is all, touch and go day to day. Right now, the situation looks really bright, but we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring because it has been such a roller coaster. So that's the update on him. I am going to, I've got to be here on Monday for something, but then I'm going to leave on Tuesday morning and drive up there and spend the week. Come back on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which because I got to be back here again on Monday. So I'll at least get to spend time with him and see the other folks up there and just see if I can talk to some of the doctors and find out what the heck is going on because, my sister is doing her best, but she's got a lot going on too, and it's an emotional situation. So I don't know how much of the story I'm getting correct from her versus what's getting filtered and all. So we shall see. Anyway, that's the story there. Thank you for listening, but I know several of you were interested, and hopefully it wasn't too boring. Yes, Odie, I hope we do see some good videos from Vegas. I know Phil's out there. I think Steph and Skip are there. A lot of folks are. Glenn is there, and Portsmouth Piper. Mark is there. So I'm really disappointed that I couldn't make this one. I would have loved to have seen a whole bunch of folks and just enjoy the show, but I couldn't for other reasons. And then with my dad, with that situation, I'm kind of glad I didn't plan it because I probably would have canceled. So the Smooth Piper, Peter, how you doing today? Good to see you. Big Dave says 89 in Tucson. Well, Dave, you're a lucky fellow. It was 33 this morning here. Smooth Piper smoking some Haunted Bookshop in the Friday Savinelli. There you go, Peter. That's the way you do it on Fridays. Scott of the 16th day. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Thank you there, Robert. Much appreciated. God and prayers can work miracles there, Beowulf and Miss Kathy. And, I honestly believe that's what I've witnessed. I was talking to my sister about it today, and, they were writing him off. And I don't know if that's because he had that positive test at the beginning and they were just assuming that this was that, or if it was just his age, or the fact that he's diabetic or what, but they were writing him off. They basically were telling us to make plans, and now it's like he's bouncing back and really looking good. So that's okay, Doug. The bottom line is things are looking good right now, and we'll see how it goes. It's still day to day, but right now it's looking really good. But thank you for coming, Doug, and glad you could make it. Thank you, Jeffrey. Boris the Piper, good evening there, Boris. Good to see you. So I do have. It just occurred to me today, and this is really a big disappointment for me. Probably not so much for you, but you know, I love Halloween, and I've always said that Halloween is the start of the holiday season, which nobody agrees with me upon, but I really look forward to doing something special for Halloween and having a Halloween live stream, you know, where we do some Halloween trivia or something, and I've tried to make special Halloween videos and stuff. And with all the stuff that's happened, I just completely dropped the ball on that. I'm not going to be here next week, which would be the week for the Halloween show. So we're not going to do Halloween this year on the CaneRod Pipes channel. So sorry about that. Thank you, Donnie. Much appreciated. Little Piper Todd. Hello there, sir. Good to see you tonight. Yeah, I didn't have big plans for a Halloween video. I was going to probably do another reading like I did last year. I thought I knew what I was going to read, but I did nothing else, so. And I just don't have time to get that together before I have to leave. So I will try to get out the Halloween pipe and tamper and do at least one video with that, and maybe schedule that to post on Halloween or something like that. And I might be able to do something from the road too. Well, Doug Owen, I know the answer to that question, but you know what I'm going to say. Absolutely, Piper on the 45. I couldn't agree more. You know, we all, and you know, it's kind of foolish. I know I just did it, but it's foolish to apologize to folks when you have a family commitment. That should always be the most important thing. But you know, we care about our friends, and we want to let them know that we're disappointed. We're not going to be able to hold up a promise that we made. So makes sense. St. David's Pipes is having a giveaway. Did not know that, David. I've been really out of touch, but folks, if you want to get in on his giveaway, he's apparently got some nice tobacco, and I'll check it out, David, and see what I can do. Big Dave, are you going to watch The Great Pumpkin this year? Ah, yes, Radio Classics. So it starts from Sunday next all week. Well, that's good. I'll be able to listen to that while I'm driving then. Radio Classics, all Halloween shows, Michael Case is telling us. And I do like that Sirius XM Radio Classics. It's a good channel. Understood, Gary. Understood. And I can't agree more with that sentiment. You know, I'm lucky. I'm 56 years old and, you know, still have my dad. And we don't, I was telling my wife this today, and she was arguing with me about it, you know, genetics and such, but we don't live to be that old in my family. You know, I don't know of anyone that's made it past 70, I believe. Like my grandparents died before 70. My mom died before 70. My dad's 78. So I hope I got those genes. Ron Hardcrackers, listening in while finishing dinner. Pick up from a Mexican restaurant because you're babysitting the grand dogs. Went inside to pay and saw they had $2 margaritas. Oh, you should have stayed for a few there, Ron. There, Dave, you're kidding me. So they did it again. It's only going to be on the pay services? That is sad. What's the world coming to? Hillbilly Piper, cousin gave us some of the pigs he butchered, having tongue stir fry. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had pork tongue. I've had beef tongue. I don't think I've ever had pork. Yeah, Odie, that's serious radio. It's just if you're going on a long trip, it's amazing because you just can listen to the same channel all the way through. That was always my least. Well, it was my least favorite part of driving, but at times it was actually the best part of driving. Especially when I would drive from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. I'd leave really early in the morning, like around 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd leave Pittsburgh so that I could get to Philadelphia and still have time to do something before I go to sleep. And I would listen to AM stations going through the middle of the state, and on a weekend morning, there was some of the best stuff on there. There were guys just reading the local newspapers, one ads, lost and found, stuff like that. I do miss that. That was kind of cool. That sort of local, almost what do they call it? Public access sort of radio. MTMTB tried some Sir Walter Raleigh this week, and it's his new favorite codger blend. It's good stuff. I think that is probably the purest of the codger blends in terms of it's some very pure tobacco flavor. Ponderance of a Gravedigger. Hello there, friend. And Couch just broke into the Halloween candy. Don't forget to share with Ilva. The snow is coming to Montana, says Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. Yeah, there's even been some snow in parts of Pennsylvania already. Ocho Ida, hello my friend, good to see you tonight. Hope all is well with you. And there's Jim PM smoking some Low Country Virginia and Oriental in his Diplomat Cobb. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Much appreciated. And we're still hopeful, so we'll see how it goes. But you also got to be realistic. He is 78 years old and not in top health, so we know we're only going to have him for a limited time, which is true of everyone, of course. But in a way, this is sort of a blessing because it lets you realize how fortunate you are, and even if it's just a few months, it gives you an opportunity to say the things you might not have had the opportunity to say if you had passed suddenly. So see how it goes. Is that Yingling Lager bottle returnable? So this is the Oktoberfest. It's not the lager, and it depends on where you live. Of course, for a while they were only in Pennsylvania, so. This says nothing about returns. No refill. That's funny. I don't think it means what I think it means. I think it's a warning not to use it for homebrew. It's probably thinner than they used to be. Michael Case says we used to get frost reports for the orange trees early in the morning so they could fire up the smudge pots. Yeah, gotta keep the frost off. And Ponderance of a Gravedigger smoking velvet in his antique silver match. Doug Owen, picture of a dog and praise a pointer on. Oh, the Granger tin. Yeah, yes, Ochoita, he is doing better. He is. So we're hopeful and praying, and we'll see how it goes. And I don't know if I said it, but I sure do appreciate everybody that reached out and offered prayers and got in touch and or just thought kindly of us. It really helped a lot. Amber Quartz Universe, thank you so much for that, and thank your dad as well. That really means the world to me. Gary Edminster smoking Tim West Paul with vanilla custard. Good stuff. Ochoita had some Mixture 79 earlier. Another codger blend that he really likes. Yeah, that gets under your skin, Ochoita. There's people that hate it, and then there's people that... I'm one of those people that every once in a while I just have to have it. Patrick Grant. Hello, Patrick. Good to see you tonight. Yeah, Donnie, I just was too lazy to get a glass tonight. I forgot to bring the glass down with me, and I said, well, I'm just going to drink it from the bottle. Yeah, I don't like all this snow talk either, Ponderance. No, you can't use twist. These aren't twist off, though. In 87, have they? Wow. Well, it might have been a local thing. Maybe the brewery did that. Gotcha, Amber. Thank you. Any good fall or winter blends? I like Haunted Bookshop. Steve Russell, your grandson came over home from deployment. Well, that's wonderful, Steve. No need to be sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed seeing him. Cisco smoking an ABB Brown Artisan pipe with some 2014 Stonehaven. Very good pairing. Hope you're enjoying that, Cisco. Yeah, Gary, I handled some of Tim's pipes at the Columbus show, and he does have some large bowl pipes. I like them. Gonna have to get one someday. Yeah, Pepe, well, that makes sense. They were in that area, so it was probably a local brewery thing. The one simplex one. How you doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you. And Couch has not broken his Bing's favorite yet. Congratulations. You must be very careful. NAS Dad says Peter Stokeby nougat in the fall. What we do without Haunted Bookshop, indeed. I got an email from one of the, I think it might have been tobaccopipes.com. I don't remember, but saying they were having a 20% off sale on Haunted Book. It's 20% off sale on Cornell and Deal, and I wanted to get some old Joe Krantz, but that was sold out. And then just for the heck of it, I looked at Haunted Bookshop, and that was sold out. I don't need any of them. By the way, in honor of the Phillies, I got the Larry Blackett baseball bat tamper out. Actually had that out since the Wild Card series. There it is. Yeah, Jim, old Joe Krantz is not a bad blend at all. I guess that's what it means, ENAS Dad. I just don't know why you'd need to be told that. I got my October lighter out here too, which is quite fitting. Still 1-0 Phillies in the bottom of the second. Thank you, Cogs. Appreciate that. And Stratman just lit up some Maltese Falcon. Stuff is so good. It's one of the very few Latakia blends that I enjoy. Not enough to stock it, but you know, when I run across it, it's a good solid blend. And very smooth, not too tart, not too sharp, I guess I should say. Well, I am finished with this bowl of Haunted Bookshop, and I'm going to switch over to my other Friday pipe. It's funny, I do these rotation things. So I do have a 7-day rotation, but I don't often go through that set of pipes. And then I've got all the other pipes, and sometimes I'll just decide, oh, this week I'm going to do artisan pipes, and I'll just smoke artisan pipes all week. And or it might be estate pipes, and I'll only smoke estates. And this was factory pipe week for reasons I can't explain. It just, that felt right to me on Monday. And I've got this is another Savinelli. This is a 622, if I remember correctly. It's a custom stem, but otherwise nice bent pot. And I've already filled this with Haunted Bookshop because I lit it up about 5 minutes before I was supposed to start the show. I forgot. I lit the wrong pipe, basically. So. Yes, Pondering, if they start writing no refills on growlers, I'm going to get upset. Ah, Patrick's using his C&D anniversary Zippo. That is a handsome lighter. I got one too, Patrick. I'm really glad I got one. You find a mouse in your beer bottle, you get free beer. I guess that's true, Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy. When tobacco's on sale, you're not as tempted to get others just to be able to use it as you are when tools are on sale. Tool sales are dangerous. Tobacco Pipes International. Hello there, Mark. I did not, Jim. I got a bunch of Rattray that I'll probably never smoke. So, Rihanna Keeves, hello. What? Sorry. I've got people sending me Philly updates. That's why I'm checking it. Darkon Proctor loves being a pipe smoker in 2022. Not a bad time to be a pipe smoker for sure. Yes, St. David. I saw, I haven't watched it yet, but I saw he had a video listed today, I think, that said surprise, and Preacher Man Piper recovered from a stroke very quickly. So, good deal. Yeah, Hillbilly Piper, this is a great turnout tonight. Maybe I should not show up more often. I won't do that. But I do appreciate you guys sticking by me. Well, this is smoking nice tonight. So I've added to my rabbit hole today, and well, not really did much today because I was working, but if you've been following my Sunday videos, you kind of know this story, but I got a new lathe to make pipes. Um, I had a lathe that I was using to make pipes, and it was fine, but I had the opportunity to get a bigger one. I wanted a little bit more, uh, both in terms of mass and muscle. So I had this opportunity to get one off of a good friend, and it was a great price. So I got that, and that's great. And then I'm thinking, well, I should probably get better at wood turning because I just kind of get by with wood turning, and so I said, well, I better get my tools in order. So I got to sharpen the tools, and then my sharpening setup with the grinder wasn't that great, and all. And then Rikon slow speed grinders went on sale, and I thought, oh, great, you know, it's 8-inch wheels and slow speed, and that. So I decided to get that. But now I got all this sharpening stuff, and I need to have a place to keep it, and so I have to build a chest of drawers to keep sharpening stuff in. So I start building the chest of drawers, and now I'm at the point where I've got all the panels made, but I got to dovetail the carcass, and it turns out I've never dovetailed a large carcass like this. I've done like drawers and boxes and stuff like that, but never a full box like this. And the vise I have is too narrow to accept the panel, so I got to put another vise on the bench to do the dovetailing. So that's okay. I got the vise. Been wanting to put it on for a long time, and I went to put it on the other day, and I thought, well, I haven't flattened the top of the bench in a while, and I don't want to put the vise on until the top of the bench is flattened. So today I cleared off the bench, and I've been planing. My bench is made of ash. I forgot how much fun it is to plane ash. It's not fun. It's actually my least favorite wood to plane. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I told my wife today by the end of the year I'm going to be like up on the roof doing something because everything I try to do, something else comes along that has to be done first. We are one big happy family, Odie, indeed, and it is a happy one. And yes, thank you, Gary. Please do hit the thumbs up. It helps a lot. Helps get the word out. Oh, I didn't know that, Patrick. Yes, Please, folks, do keep Albright up in your prayers. His seizures are giving him trouble, and he's got a real rough time with that sometimes. So. Darkon Proctor, I don't know why no one has reviewed Sutliff Crumble Cake number 4. I didn't even know there was a Sutliff Crumble Cake number 4. So just not keeping up with new tobacco releases these days. Old Uncle Mike, how you doing there, buddy? Yes, rabbit hole it is. What's my high count for attending? You mean number of viewers? I don't actually know. And it's not fair because we've had a couple of things that had like a very large number of views, but they were special event type things. It's better to tap ash than plane it. Indeed, Cogs, it is. So when I was building that bench, and this is going back now, I've been in this house for 22 years, and I probably did that the second or third year that we were here. So 19, 20 years I built that bench. And I wanted to do it with all hand tools, and I did. And I used to joke with my wife when I'd come down here in the basement, because we had just moved into the house and stuff, and I'd disappear into the basement, and I'd say, I'm going to go down in my hole. And that just became a joke for a while. And then I started planing all this ash, and it was just taking forever because I bought raw lumber from a sawmill and surfaced, squared and surfaced it all by hand. So it took a long time to do. And I would say I'm going to go down in my hole, got to plane more ash, and it evolved into I'm going down into my ash hole. And that was, yeah, it made me laugh. It made her laugh once, exactly once. I kept it going for a good 3 months. And then she told me to stop. Ah, Michael, yes, happy birthday, buddy. Sorry, I forgot. Michael's 74th birthday. And he had some Ness beer, Yankees game, and a large Perdomo with a Connecticut shade wrapper. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful time there, Michael. I hope you enjoyed it. And many happy returns, my friend. There you go, Ron. That's the way to do it when those offers pop up, especially if you can get the free shipping. Old Uncle Mike's asking if anybody got the honey pot cob. Ken, I'm just out of the loop lately. It does feel like that, Doug. It really does feel like it's once every 5 minutes these days that a new blend's being released. And I just stopped paying attention because I like what I smoke now, and I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of experimenting. That's an excellent question, Jim, about C&D backlog. And we had Jeremy on a year or two ago, and he talked about this. And the fact is, they're a small company. They only blend what they think they're going to need because they just don't have the overhead, or they can't carry the overhead of having a lot of extra tobacco around. And it makes sense. But then you see things like, well, I can't buy Haunted Bookshop in bulk, but I can buy Haunted Bookshop cake. So maybe you don't need to make so much Haunted Bookshop cake. But yeah, it's a good question. And you know what? It happens every spring and every fall. There's always a Haunted Bookshop shortage every spring and every fall. Folks like myself and Everett Young have been tracking this for years now, and we just kind of plan for it now. Big Country Briar, how you doing, Cole? Good to see you. Ponderance has a train hole. Good deal. A scientist who doesn't like to experiment. Was that me talking about tobacco, MTMTB? Yeah. I like experimenting, but when I find the answer, I don't like to keep questioning it. Yeah, Jim, I guess they do need a better forecasting model. I agree. I mean, it's unfortunate, but the alternative is they get swallowed up by standard tobacco or something like that, and the quality drops, in my opinion. I personally would rather put up with the shortages, knowing that I'm going to get it back, and keep the consistent quality that they've had for what, 30 years now. Doug, they will vehemently deny that that's the case. Doug is saying that the reason for all these new blends is that there's a market for them, and a tremendous market, in fact. And, people are going to buy them. And I agree with that, but you will hear that shot down by the blenders and the tobacco companies. However, one way to test that is stop buying the new releases. You don't have to buy everything that comes along. Let's stop doing that and see what happens. What'll happen is nothing, because we are a tiny minority of the people that buy tobacco. Patrick recently bought 1.5 pounds of Haunted Bookshop, so he's set for a while. That would do me about 6 weeks, Patrick. Oh, okay, Gary's in the same boat then. Pounds last him about a month. St. David, we all have our skills, there are things that I'm embarrassed to admit I can't do. Bite my tongue? You mean about the limited releases, Patrick? Yeah, I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that. Creeper in the Corn. I don't know what that is, old Uncle Mike. I'm guessing it's another limited release. Probably Cornell and Deal's Halloween release. David Caff, hello, sir. Welcome. That's another way to look at it, Michael. The creative blenders are artists, and they just have to be creative. And that's true. Nobody wants to do the same thing every single day. If you're the head blender, you want to experiment. You want to try new things. Okay. Yeah, that would be bad, Patrick. The C&D buyout thing. Yeah, I don't want to start rumors. There is no plan. I just made that up. Oh, seasonal blend from Missouri Meerschaum. Okay. I've only had one Missouri Meerschaum blend. I think it was their an American or American Patriot or something like that. Came out around the 4th of July one year. It was perfectly good. Um, and yeah, if you rotate through many blends, you can do a better job of keeping things stocked. I think you're right about that, Darkon. Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy say I can still do everything I think about. The only problem is that's all I do is think about it. Yeah, I feel like that sometimes. I'll watch 20 hours worth of dovetailing videos before I ever pick up a saw. I like watching other people do the things that I needed to do. Ponderance, I don't even know of a good book on blending tobaccos. Um, I think people learn just by getting a job and sort of on the job training. I think that's how Jeremy said he did it. Yep, Cole, that's it. It's all about the precious. MTMDB bought a Missouri Meerschaum Boone cob a couple weeks back, and it smokes great. I did see that they were putting out some new cobs. I don't know if they're. I'm assuming they're limited editions because they looked kind of fancy, which is nice. The Urban Hermit. Hello, Everett. Good to see you tonight. St. David, there are more pipe smokers out there than we think. And I actually saw a guy on Tuesday night. My wife and I were going to our chiropractor appointment, and a guy in a pickup truck turned in, a stop sign. And as he turned, I saw he was smoking a pipe, and I was like, there's another one. I see more people in old movies smoking pipes than I see on the streets these days. But what I keep going back to is, you look at what are the top selling tobaccos. What is the number one selling blend in the world? And it's Captain Black. I know maybe two or three people that smoke Captain Black. Of all the pipe smokers that I know through social media, I know, a handful that smoke that. I know an awful lot of people that can't even imagine smoking it. So what that tells me is if that's the best selling tobacco in the world, we're a very, very tiny bubble within the pipe smoking world, and we don't know what's going on. We just know what's going on within our bubble. So there's a lot of pipe smokers hiding out there. Really, old Uncle Mike. That's interesting. So you never knew anyone that smoked a pipe. Wow. I mean, I technically didn't either until after I started and found a brick and mortar, and that's when I learned more. But um, yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you found us. They banned all handgun sales in Canada. Can't buy, sell, trade, or pass them down. You can't even pass them down. Jeez, Everett. We got to get you out of there before they put up a wall. Oh, I didn't see Eric's video, Doug. I'll have to look for that. It's not Mixture 79, Big Dave, surprisingly. No. Lane 1Q, I believe, is the best-selling bulk blend in the world. Captain Black is the best-selling package blend. And some people think they're the same thing. I think they're both awful. No offense to anybody that enjoys them. That's my opinion of them, and everybody's palate is different. Ponderance says he smoked Captain Black. Hey, I smoked nothing but Captain Black White Label for years. So, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing anymore. There you go. Michael says he hasn't known another pipe smoker in 50 years. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about what we've got here is that it gives us that opportunity to get together and enjoy one another's company that we just wouldn't have otherwise. As much as I hate what the world's become because of social media, I'm so grateful for this aspect of it. Really, Doug, so you think it's a starter blend and then people cycle off of it? It just, I don't know how it would maintain that number one spot though. Uh-oh, Couch is ordering tobacco. Hey, Couch, I wanted to ask you, are you still, have you started wearing the tie-dye yet? Oh no, the Padres tied it up. Thank you, Ochoita. There, Peter, the Smooth Piper is another Captain Black starter. I think it's a common first tobacco just because, well, I don't know if you can still do this, but you used to walk into a drugstore and buy a pipe and there would be the Captain Black right next to it. The Bud Light of pipe tobacco. Well said, Michael. No, Couch, no. I've been teasing Couch about his newfound love of Apple products, saying he's a hippie. And Patrick Grant was another Captain Black smoker in his early days. Doug, that's a really good point. Sometimes you walk into, yeah, I haven't experienced it in pipe shops so much, but cigar shops, they can be pretty intimidating places to walk in. Even somebody that knows what they're looking for and all, you tend to have a very cliquish atmosphere in some of those places, and I'm sure that you strive to not have that. But that's a good point, and I bet there's a lot of folks that just have never gone into a tobacconist because of that. Yeah, same thing, Ponderance. Phillies cigars or White Owl. I think I White Owl or Prince Edward. I can't remember what was the first that I got. Paladin Black Cherry. Yeah, I remember that. MTMTB. A lot of fly shops are like that. An awful lot. Um, at least in this area. It's a funny thing too, because the same people that are creating that environment will be the first ones to yell at you if you buy something online. Yeah, Doug, that I have to admit I've never had that kind of experience in a tinderbox. They always were, and I guess because they were in malls, so I don't know, there's just something about shopping malls that makes it less likely that folks are going to hang around in them. But yeah, never had that experience in a tinderbox. Dutch Masters, yes, old Uncle Mike, I remember those. Flying Dutchman, Codger Jim, that was an interesting blend. Ocho Ita's first blend was Sutliff Coffee. King Edward Imperial cigars, 2 for a quarter. Yeah. I don't remember what the first one was that I smoked, but it was that factory paper wrapped cigar from a 7-Eleven, probably. I smoked those back when I was in college, and my parents didn't know I was smoking, so I only smoked when I was out and about, and never actually got caught, which is kind of funny. I don't know if they just ignored it because they must have been able to smell it on me, but yeah, never got caught. And then when I lived by myself for the first time, I started exploring more expensive cigars, more expensive, better quality cigars, I should say. They weren't expensive back then. Uh, I used to go, there was a little newsstand. It's actually still there in Pittsburgh, where I would stop and get a cigar on my way home. And I don't think I ever paid more than $1 for a cigar. And they had a fairly nice humidor. It was a couple of those sliding glass panel type things. And the reason I got into pipes was I was living in Pittsburgh and I was walking home in the winter and it was just too cold to hold a cigar. Oh, that is cool, Pepe. I would love to fish the Yellowstone River someday. Christian and I are going to. When I retire, we're going on a fishing trip out to Montana. Excuse me for just a moment. I got to check something. I just gotta. I'll share this with you. So my dad is a big fan of wrestling. Um, watched it when I was a kid growing up. That was a big deal. We'd watch it together on the weekends. It was Saturday. He'd let me watch the cartoons, but as soon as the cartoons were over, it switched over to wrestling. And this is back in the. If any of you guys are fans of this, back in the Chief Jay Strongbow, Andre the Giant, all those guys. So my sister just sent me a message saying that he is sitting up in bed, eating and watching wrestling. So that's a big change. First tobacco was Dunhill early morning. Bought it because of the tin art. That's cool, Pensive Piper. St. David loved King Edward cigarillos when he was 14. Yeah. No, a lot of guys got started with the King Edwards and Dutch Masters and stuff. That's cool. Oh, that's cool, Ponderance. Part owner in a cigar lounge and opening a new one in Tennessee in the spring. Mind-blowing amount of cigars. Good to know. And it is. I mean, I go to two different cigar shops in the area, and they have completely different stock. You know, it's like there are things you can only buy in this one. And very little crossover. I'd say about less than maybe 30% of the stock is identical, and the other stuff is different. It just depends on which which brands the different shops align with. Yeah, Choita, the smell of the tinderbox was always wonderful. Yeah, I think drum tobacco is a roll your own, Jim. Maybe somebody else knows better than I do. There you go. Dogo in 1975 carried the top handmade cigars, and the most expensive cigar they could find was the H. Upmann 2000, retailed at $1.95. Yeah. I blame Cigar Aficionado and Rush Limbaugh. They popularized it and the prices skyrocketed and they've never come back down. I think you can still get White Owls. Yeah, Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy. Ah, so it's actually determined by the company's ponderance. That's interesting. Couch ordered some crooner for the first time. Could be a holiday blend, Couch. It could be. It's definitely unique. In Puerto Rico, they call cigarillos. I'm going to need my glasses to decipher that. Cigarillos are nice. Criolitos. Hope I didn't murder that, Ochoita. Darkon Proctor, favorite Rattray's tobacco. I don't know. I get confused by... Is Old Gallery Rattray's? If it is, then that would be my choice. Old Gallery or what's the other? Brown Clooney. It's another one that I like a lot. The tins are I think they're Rattray's. That's okay, Couch. I can de-ghost them for you. But yeah, I think you... I've not had crooner ghost pipes, though. I really haven't had that problem. I think if you smoke nothing but crooner in the pipe, it might be a problem. But if you're mixing it with other bowls, you'll be fine. I wish I could smoke crooner. My wife won't let me. Now we've finished this bowl of Haunted Bookshop. What are we gonna do? I think I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna get out my ugly little Or like Prince shop pipe. Not really ugly, it's just I haven't taken good care of it and the stem's all oxidized and stuff. But and it's a little clogged, so I didn't clean it last time. All right, Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy, good night, and you have a great weekend, my friends. Thanks for joining us tonight. I just saw. I'm sorry. Things are going fast tonight. Wow, we got 70 folks in. That's great, but it's moving fast. I just saw someone. It was Ponderance asking if anyone used to get tongue bite and doesn't anymore, has become immune to it. And I think, I mean, my experience was that I got it when I first started smoking a pipe and then stopped. But I think that's because I learned to smoke a pipe better. You know, I learned about cadence and I learned how to pack, and I stopped smoking Captain Black. But curious to hear other folks' thoughts on that. Is that How of the Wind, Jim? That is good stuff too. I didn't see if I was right about. Sorry, I'm blanking on. Hang on, I'm just scrolling back here. Well, anyway, if we're talking about Rattray blends, then yeah, those are the ones I like. I for some reason I'm thinking of like a green tin, like Red Rapparee and what's the other one? And there are a lot of Kia blends. I don't like those very much, but the tall yellow tins are the ones that I tend to like, and they were the ones I remember are Brown Clooney and Old Gallery. LJ Peretti Cuban Mixture. A wonderful blend if you haven't had it. One of these paint can type things. And this is from 2020, November of 2020. Almost 2 years old. And I do just keep it in these cans, and it seems to be perfectly happy. It's got a little plastic bag that's in. I just kind of tuck that over before I seal it up again. Yeah, you guys that are bringing up the McBaron bites, that's a different thing. I get that too. I do not smoke McBaron blends because of it. And sometimes I'll smoke other blends that remind me of McBaron blends, and I just immediately get turned off to them because I'm afraid that's going to happen. And yes, Scott, the H&H line is different. Yeah, Everett, you'd like Cuban Mixture. Good stuff. Very unique, very good, interesting combination. I think there's 7 different tobaccos in this. And I'm just squeezing this shut now, but later I'll bang on it a bit. A lot of people ask if those cans are airtight enough to store the tobacco, and you know, at least for 2 years they seem to be just fine. And if anybody knows what that topping is that LJ Peretti uses, I'd love to know. It's I can't tell you what it tastes like. All I can tell you is it tastes like LJ Peretti. XJ, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Three to one Philly, fantastic. Thank you, MTMTB. I gotta tell you, this is fun because it's like I'm watching the game with a bunch of guys, although I'm not watching the game. But usually I watch the game. My wife will watch it, but she doesn't really pay attention to it, and I'm just kind of by myself. But uh, my buddy, the Durham Duke, is a big Cardinals fan, and when the Phillies play the Cardinals the past couple seasons, we've been uh, keeping in touch by text message as the game goes on, and it's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed that. Yeah, Doug, I'm not going to ask. I'm sure I wouldn't like his response. I don't know, Robert. Almond extract doesn't seem right to me. This is something. It's. I hate to say this because it sounds negative. It's not a natural flavor, but it's not a bad flavor. Oh, you did, XJ. Fantastic. I'm glad you found him. I hope he's well. Todd says Old Gowrie and Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman tobacco taste the same. I've not had the Country Gentleman, Todd, but the Virginia Perique, some Burley, it's quite possible. Jim, is that the Peretti topping that you're saying is soapy? Smarty Bob! You're not a dollar short nor a day late. Good to see you. I'm sure he does know how to keep a secret, Doug. I've only been to Peretti's in person once. I've called them once, other than that. And I've always found the interaction in both cases to be refreshingly blunt, I'll put it. Not negative, but I'm not going to go in there and ask them what they put in their tobacco. Michael, you're asking me a question that makes me ashamed. I have not been able to talk to Jack in quite a while. I talked to him a few weeks back, and I wanted to call him again, and life got busy, and then the stuff going on with my dad and all, and I've been neglecting my friend there, so I can't answer your question about how he's doing, but I'll try to give him a call this weekend and give you a report. Troy DeRusha says some English blends taste like soap to him. I've heard other people say that. I can understand it. To me, the reason I stopped smoking Latakia was that it was very sharp. I just didn't like it anymore, and that's just happened. I can't explain. Something changed. Probably I changed. The Smooth Piper Peter just bought some Amphora Original. Says he can't stand the full aroma. The original's very good, Peter. I think you're going to like it. I've never had the full aroma. The Missouri Mirror blends are actually blended by Sutliff or Lane, according to Doug, and that makes good sense. And Rattray is blended in Germany by Kohlhaas and Kopp, which, yeah. I think there's not that many blenders out there anymore. Yeah, Jim, I think sadly there's laws now that limit free samples. Although some shops get around that by having you pay like a quarter or something. Yeah, Doug, we need characters like that in the world. There you go. Big Country Briar says a soapy retrohale in the Englishes that he likes. All right, St. David, you have a good weekend too, David. And his giveaway ends in a week, so get in on that, guys. St. David's Pipes. And David, I'll try to remember to mention that on Sunday as well. Lord Hogarth says his local B&M proprietor makes Basil Fawlty look like a charming guy. That is funny. Yeah, Doug, it's true. I mean, there's a lot of factors, of course. You know, over time, tobacco is a natural product, so it changes as well. Plus, the availability of certain leaves might change. But yeah, we bring a lot to the blend, and our personal chemistry changing would definitely affect it. The Urban Hermit says his favorite amphora blends are the original Burley, Kentucky, and Full Aroma. They're all very good. Well, I haven't had the Full Aroma, but the Burley, Kentucky, yeah, there's some good amphora blends. Their English blend I thought was awful, and I don't think I tried the Virginia. I can't remember. There was a variety pack that I bought. And I don't think I tried the Virginia. I think I sent it to somebody. Yeah, Jim PM, we're talking about the same thing in the Peretti blends. I just don't know if soap's the right word for me, but it's exactly the same experience. 3-2, Philly. Thank you, MTMTB and Ochoita. Haven't tried the Brigadier Black Line Ponderance. Anyone else have tried that? Oh, there you go, Doug. That's one way to do it. Gary Edminster loves Latakia, but it's an outside smoke only for him. And, you know, I think it goes well outside, especially in cooler weather. Yeah. The Urban Hermit puts it very well. The Amphora English sucked big time. Yeah, I tried a bowl of it just because I loved the other Amphoras so much that I thought maybe this will be an English I could enjoy, and it was just awful. More Basil Fawlty humor. Pepe's asking, what food and drink pairings does everyone choose when smoking a pipe? For me, most of the time it's coffee. If it's not coffee, it's water. And then on Friday nights, I have one of these, which I better start drinking. Or some other cocktail or whiskey or something, but most of the time it's coffee or water. Oh, Troy, that's terrible. I'm sorry you were fed Dawn dish soap, but if that's what you taste, don't smoke it. Michael Case, I've heard other people say this as well. Dr. Pepper goes well with a pipe. I don't get it, but and Ponderance of a Gravedigger likes soda with cigars. You know, I just don't drink any soda anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. Haven't for a long time. Everett's doing coffee or Diet Pepsi. Diet Dr. Pepper or coffee for Big Country Briar. Scott at the 16th day, water, coffee, or a Coke. So Smarty Bob will do coffee in the morning with Burley, but if he's drinking bourbon, he likes a stronger tobacco. Patrick usually drinks coffee, but depends on the blend. Fondness of a Gravedigger, cream soda, root beer, Dr. Pepper, and ginger ale. That's interesting. Smooth Piper, mostly coffee. I haven't tried Bob's Chocolate, Ian asked Dad. I've heard good things about it. I do have a tin of it. I just haven't opened it. Ochoita is a water guy. Doug Owen, coffee at the Pipe Club since he's driving, and at home it's 3 fingers of single malt scotch. Couch says a really good cream soda goes wonderfully with a Maduro cigar. I just don't get it. The sweet drink, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. But you're not alone, Couch. There's a lot of soda drinkers out there. Stratman says coffee, cold coffee, or water. Really, Roberts, that's the only lot of Kia you like. I definitely got to try that then. That's interesting, Patrick. So occasionally soda, especially if he has a rum and coke. MTMTB likes pumpkin pie between bowls of Haunted Bookshop. Really? Yeah, I would think the carbonation would bother me too. But you know, to Patrick's point, I do like a gin and tonic or a highball with a pipe sometimes in the summer, especially. Pepe's got Dr. Pepper with a side of Fireball and a twisted tea. So how many of you guys that are coffee drinkers will let the coffee go cold accidentally and then still drink it? Or do you throw it away? Absolutely, Cash. I will look forward to that. Troy Darusha, coffee in the morning and just about anything at night. Mexican Coke for the win, says Darkon Proctor. Dr. Pepper cherry with cigars. I don't get it. The Urban Hermit says his pipes scream when he smokes them. Well, it's good for Halloween. So you reheat it in the microwave. Yeah, I don't like to do that, Scott. It just doesn't taste the same. Yeah, Stratman, I'm the same way. I drink it cold. I, I, I don't throw it away. Name that pipe throws it away if it's more than a swallow or two. Yeah, Peter, I prefer it hot for sure, but if I forget about a cup and sometimes I'm working down here and I set it down and I just forget and I'll go back to it an hour later and it can be pretty cool at that point. I just drink it. I drink it faster than I would drink it if it were hot. Yeah, I don't think I'd drink it cold if it had creamer in it, pondering. Yeah, I got away from creamer. Well, folks, we've almost hit 9:30 here. I got some more to drink. Ponderance, we can do pipe gurgle next time. Yeah, folks, if you haven't yet, please do hit that like button. Thank you, Jeffrey, for pointing that out. It helps us get the word out. It helps with the analytics, and we just we want to bring as many folks into this fine community as we can. Oh, so you use those plastic cups, Smarty Bob? I'll use them if I have to. We have one of the worst coffee machines at work that use it. It's not the plastic cups. It's actually a plastic pouch. I try not to use it, but sometimes you gotta. So I will not be back next week because I'm going to be up in Vermont visiting my dad. Um, I'll let him know that you guys are all thinking of him and praying for him, and my, I know he will. I haven't spoken to him in the past couple of days, but my sister certainly is very grateful for it. We all are. So thank you for your prayers and your thoughts and all your kind words. It's really been a comfort to us. So won't be back next week. I'll try to do something on Sunday. And other than that, maybe I'll do something from the road while I'm in Vermont. We'll just have to see. But if you're just a Friday night viewer, we'll be back. I think it's November 4th. Will be the next live stream. So skipping next Friday and back the following. So with that, folks, I'm going to call this to a close. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a fantastic weekend. And I'll look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thanks, guys.